Hello, hello. It is Jessica Amala Dawn, and I am here to give you 5 very important tips for getting ready for the upcoming new moon solar eclipse, which is happening on Christmas Day. At the end of the day, if you live in Eastern Standard Time in North America, right as it follows into the very beginning of Boxing Day. And I have been going through a process. I have had to completely slow down and allow for a very, very big integration of my light body, of my soul. And it's been an amazing, amazing couple of weeks this December. We had a gateway on December 12th to 12/12, leading through a very powerful experience as well on December 21st on the solstice. And there's a lot of things that I want to share to assist other people that maybe are feeling like very tired, possibly more tired than usual. Hey Daniel, thanks for joining. And just like looking for some tips about like how to like deal with these energies. You might be feeling slightly more emotional or irritable, or things are coming up to be like looked at. And there's a reason for that. And it's because like all of this old stuff wants to go, all this old gunk, like any past like traumas, childhood, baggage that is still like held in your body. It really wants to go, so that as we move through this like what it is really a reboot of your consciousness on this eclipse that's coming up so soon, is it's going to allow you to like bring in a totally fresh new energy. And so in order to do that, you have to get rid of like the old, right? It's just like cleaning house. It's better to like clean up and get rid of the old before you bring in new stuff, but with your consciousness. So let's get going on the 5 tips. So the first one is pretty straightforward. It's to sleep more and rest more than usual, and to allow for more time for contemplation than you typically would give yourself permission to do. And that might be really hard, especially when you've got family and it's Christmas time and there's a million things that you might have to do to like get ready and for other events or things that you need to prepare, gifts, etc., food. So that might seem like really a very difficult ask right now, but do your absolute best to try to give yourself that time. It's really going to pay off. And the next thing about that is like you can assist yourself through that process before getting all caught up in your day and whatever it is that you need to do, by reading some like cards. If you are able to either have your own like in the physical, or you can even get some apps on your phone for oracle readings. You can even do like online tarot readings, although I'm not so sure. I haven't had great experiences with those in the past, but there's some pretty cool apps for oracle cards. And just starting your day with that to get some like inspiration from spirit, from your guides, is really going to facilitate you to have a sense of like what is happening in your day, and like what is the lessons that you need to learn right now that are going to help you to like really integrate all these new energies and release what wants to be released. And I've been doing this, like I've been a card reader for a while, but I've been doing this morning routine of like maybe we'll just say 4 to 6 cards, a combination of tarot and oracle cards, for every single day, every single morning for a little while now. And it's really been profound, especially with the energies and some of the cards that I have that hold basically these very precious Lemurian light encodements to help integrate a lot of these new energies coming in. And it's really been preparing me to just, I guess, every single day to release more and bring in more of this new light in a very guided way, so none of it ever really gets overwhelming or overly frustrating about what it is that I'm needing to learn. So I highly recommend having that extra contemplation and introspection time. If some of that seems overwhelming and you're like, I don't know how to do that for myself, you can always reach out to anybody that you trust that does do readings for people with tarot and oracle cards, and have them take a look at that for you. And I think that you will be really glad that you did. So the next step, number 2, next tip, is to ask to connect with your angels and guides. And you can do that in meditation, and you can do that with a shamanic journey. And I think that you'll be really amazed at how it's going to help you to really connect with the deeper truth of who you are on a soul level and on a spiritual level, and on the level of your higher self as well. And this has really been very powerful for me, not only going into like the upper spheres, but also into the underworld and connecting with animal spirit guides. And it's really creates that deeper sense of understanding of who you really are from within, which is the most solid foundation that you will have as we go through a major reboot in consciousness like this upcoming eclipse. And so that when some things from your old that are, old life or old energies that are meant to move out and will start to move out after that time, you're going to feel a lot more stable and on a solid foundation because you did take the time to go within and do that work. So, and it doesn't mean that those sometimes like any of those things are necessarily bad. It's just that sometimes we have personality aspects that aren't necessarily totally in alignment with our soul and what our soul wants for us. And we're being asked, generally speaking, in 2020 to become more into alignment with our souls. And so the more, we can give ourselves that time now to go within and lay that foundation, just the easier and more, I guess, rich and abundant the results of that are going to be as we move into January. So number 3 is to take extra care of your body. And good morning, Steve. Thanks for joining. And so there's like a variety of things you can do for that. So the first thing is to if you aren't working out, you might want to try adding in some gentle fitness. If you are working out really hard, you might want to just tone it back to a little bit more of a gentle workout. So, but generally speaking, some gentle fitness is good at this time. Maybe more aerobic things that just help you to release rather than so much bodybuilding type of things is the guidance that I've received. And if you can also incorporate steaming and baths and fascia rolling, that's really going to help you to release a lot of the old that wants to come out right now. And so just to give you an example of a tool that I've been using is this guy, and it really is it's like this little massager. It's got all these pointy little balls, and it's really, really easy to use. You can order it on Amazon, and it's really going to help you especially after you've had a steam or a bath or a workout, and when you're already relaxed and opened up to get rid of a lot of that old stuff, all that old emotional memory that's being held in your fascia and your collagen to go, because a lot of that is being, because of we'll just say this new light coming in, a lot of that old stuff is wanting to go out, and it is going out faster than normal. And that's part of why a lot of people have been feeling so tired, because there's been a lot of stress on the body to release all of that. And this is just trying to give your body that extra support to make the process it's going through a little bit easier. And you can also alternatively use something like a roller, or you can use both. You can get this if you live in Canada. You can go to Dollarama and get this for $4 at the dollar store, which is pretty great. So that's my little tip for you guys. And so the tip number 4 is, in addition to all of that stuff, because so much of your collagen is that has been, I guess, holding a lot of these old emotional imprints that want to go is being released. It's important because to basically be bringing more collagen in as we're building up like new fascia to absorb, we'll just say like the new light codes, the new energies that are coming in after the eclipse and in 2020. So something that you can use, depending on like what your diet is, a plant-based one is, and again, I get nothing for this. This is just like, I'm just trying to make your life easy because I want to share this information with people. There's one by, oh God, can you see that? By Organica. That's totally vegan if you're vegan, which is good if you put it with, you can do it with like lemon water or juice, something like that for that one. And then if you drink coffee and you want to just have something added to your coffee without having to like supplement with an additional beverage, you can do a collagen creamer, which is pretty good too. And this also has like MCT oil in it, which is really good for your brain. And that's also really important right now because there's a lot of brain activations going on to help balance between like the hemispheres of the brain. So, and I just found this at Whole Foods. It was on sale. I don't know. I'm sure you could order it online and somewhere like multiple places, but so yeah. And then we've got one more tip, number 5. So the last one is to do your sacral healing work. And you could also do that as a form of shadow work. But what I have done and what I'm recommending for other people is to really go into the sacral chakra through meditation, through guided meditation, to release some very kind of deep core wounding that has been, we'll just say like core stuff that has been maybe really hard to get to because there were so many other things on top of that that needed to be healed first before you could really get to this like core stuff. And so I created a very powerful guided meditation that is both I called it a womb healing, but you could also use it for men as like a hara healing. And it really is allowing for that deeper healing to happen and release, and then bringing in new light. And it's really like gonna activate your heart once you've like released those blockages in that sacral area that have been basically vibrationally out of alignment with you receiving these very special activations that are going to be really helpful for you with these new energies coming in 2020. So it's really beautiful. I have spoken to people who have done it, and people have reported very big releases, feeling really light afterwards, feeling and like just a lot more clarity coming through, a lot more clear guidance coming in from their higher self, getting more clarity on your vision for what you want to create in 2020, just flowing without having to like think about it with your logical mind, but just allowing your higher mind to like share with you, because you're really connecting your higher mind with your heart and your womb through this meditation. So I did this all in a webinar that was recent. I did this recently I did it on the solstice, and it's something that I'm really passionate about because I want to get like this out to more people who would benefit from it and who are ready for it. So what I am going to do is I'm going to post a link to the replay for whoever wants to still kind of like basically register and sign up and watch that. And if you also like want to just say yes in the comments, I'm interested, you can do that too. And I will personally reach out to you with details about how you can access that in a way that you're comfortable with. So, I know it's Christmas, like for a lot of people, not for everybody, but I know for a lot of people it's like, oh my gosh, like this is like maybe the last thing on my mind right now because of all of these like social cultural commitments. And I understand that, but I'm holding this space to bring in, anyone into this work that's ready. Even if you come to this after the eclipse and it's like you have a little bit of holiday time, a Boxing Day or any time between then and the new year, it's still going to be really helpful and powerful for you to connect with this work then before we go into 2020. So that is my 5 tips. I hope that you enjoyed this update for how to deal with these energies that are coming in and this tiredness that you may be feeling, and what to do about it to really get ready for your manifestations that I know so many people are excited about, but maybe struggling with how to fully get to because of these, like I said, these sacral relationship, old things that still need to go that are blocking the manifestation. So that is it. I am sending you all lots of love. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to hear from you soon. Namaste.